The purpose of this resource is to provide guidance for utilizing scaffolds that are embedded in your EL education district curriculum. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students towards greater independence and understanding during the learning process. It is a temporary support that acknowledges what students already know, the barriers they will face in achieving new learning goals, and the instructional support that will benefit them in negotiating these barriers. Throughout this learning opportunity, we'll focus on examples of scaffolds that already exist within EL education lessons using Lesson 3 from Grade 4, Module 2, Unit 2. An EL education scaffold overview document for elementary ELA grades 2 through 5 can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. Please refer to this document for additional supports as you plan. The lesson components listed on the slide are where you can locate embedded scaffolds within lessons and will be highlighted throughout this presentation. Because this is the first time that students use a web page for research, the first part of this lesson focuses heavily on identifying reliable sources and modeling how to use a web page to research, using the millipede as an example. Note that in this lesson, the web pages have been chosen for the students, so they are all reliable sources. However, it's important for students to understand how to recognize reliable and accurate websites for future research. Remember to group students strategically to allow you to provide scaffolding as they read their web pages. Use sentence stems as prompts to help students write the gist. Use visuals of the animals to help students requiring heavier scaffolding. Give them sentence frames to use, and consider giving them cards with a visual and text to fill in order to place on a frame in a pocket chart. Using the visuals, have students jot notes about one thing they've learned, then have them restate their writing to share with their group. The volume of text in the web pages may be visually overwhelming for some students. Help them by reteaching the conventions of nonfiction text and giving them clues to use the features to navigate the parts of the page containing the most valuable information. This section offers differentiation opportunities for individual students. Effective differentiation is built on a foundation of engaging, relevant, student-friendly learning targets that clearly define expectations for learning. These learning targets remain consistent amongst all students in the classroom, regardless of the differentiation presented to the learner. EL promotes the practice of differentiating the process through which students may arrive at the learning targets, instead of modifying the target itself. For example, consider providing certain students with printed copies of the web page. This way, they can circle unfamiliar words, write notes, draw pictures, increasing their engagement with the text and ultimately aiding in their comprehension. The more vocabulary a student is exposed to during their learning, the more likely it is for that student to become a better reader. EL lessons point out academic and domain-specific vocabulary that is taught each lesson. These words should be recorded on a classboard wall for students to refer back to throughout the module. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students towards greater independence and understanding during the learning process. Refer to the EL Education Scaffold Overview for grades 2 through 5 for additional resources that may provide further support when planning for and implementing instruction. As a reminder, additional resources and professional learning videos can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. If you need more assistance with differentiating scaffolding lessons, you may wish to reach out to the experts in your building, your ESL teachers, special education specialists, intervention team facilitators, or contact the central office coordinating teachers assigned to your school for support.